In this Copic tutorial, we're going to be feather blending two different colors together, 2 or 3 different colors. This butterfly image is from My Time Made Easy stamp company. We're going to start with a purpley pink from the top corners, and we're going to flick inwards to the center of the butterfly. Now, it's very important that you flick. Flicking is taking the pen stroke and it's lightly lifting it off the paper, which deposits only a little bit of ink on the surface of the paper towards the end of the flick, which is really important. So now I'm going to take a different color. In this case, I'm taking an orange, and you want to make sure that you're going opposite direction of your flick marks and then flick back into it a little bit as well, and then flick out of it a little bit towards the center as well. So we're going to go back over it and then flicking both directions, and we'll do this to the top too. So by crossing over its original pattern, it helps to really get rid of those original feather strokes, but it will help to give you a better gradient, which is really important when you are working on blending two colors that wouldn't naturally blend together. Now taking a yellow, Y35 is what I'm using here, and I'm going to again cross over backwards there, but back the opposite direction, and go ahead and go all the way into the center of the butterfly. Do the same thing on each wing. Now, if you're having a hard time getting the colors to blend, just keep going over where that line is, and you may want to continue that flicking motion or tornado the pen up a little bit, just to make sure that you get a really nice smooth gradient. Now I'm going to take my original purpley pink color, RV17, and I'm just going to go over that top part again. It will deepen the color a little bit, but it's also, since your paper's pretty wet at this point, it'll just help everything kind of blend. Now we're going to work on doing two colors that are pretty much opposites of each other. You can see in these samples that I've done it with lots of different colors, so you really can do this with anything. It works really great on lots of flowers. This flower image is from Verve Stamps. We're going to be combining a purple and an orange, which you can see here. We're going to start with your darkest color, in this case BV08, and I'm going to go along the outer edge of the petal, kind of where here it's a W, and I'm just going to line it. That's all I'm going to do. And you'll do that to then each petal. Now I'm going to go in with a lighter purple color, BV04, and hang on, let me get this in focus. What we're going to do, first we're going to kind of scrub on that dark line. Now it's important to use that dark color first because it is going to lighten up quite a bit as we use some of the lighter colors. So I'm going to scrub there on that line, and then you're going to want to flick out of it a little bit, just like we did on the butterfly image before, because we're going to need that little bit of color then to get everything to give us that nice gradient. So I know the camera is not perfectly on what I'm doing right now. And I did speed up the video so that way you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me slowly color each petal. You're welcome. Okay, now I'm going in with an even lighter purple color, and you're just going to do the same thing that we did before, where you're crossing over where those flick feather strokes are. So you're going to cross over, and then see how you're getting that kind of puddle of color. So go ahead and work it all the way to the edge. That's why it was important to use that dark color first, because it will lighten up quite a bit, and then you're going to flick down towards the center of the petal. Do that on each petal. Again, I'm speeding up the video just so this video isn't 3 hours long, but you're going to do that to each petal then. Okay, now you're going to take your orange color. Again, I'm going to use a darker orange color in the center, and I'm just going to kind of go around this M shape, and you're going to do that to every single petal, just real fast, doesn't have to be perfect. And take a lighter color, again, same thing, kind of scrub on that line a little bit, and then flick outwards toward the outer edges of the petal. Okay, now going in with my lightest peachy orange color, which is YR61. Again, working opposite direction over those flick marks, and then flick out. Your purple and your orange should pretty much be touching at this point. In this petal, I kind of went too far. But they should be touching. If they're not touching, that's okay. If they are touching, that's okay. You're going to go over this area again with another color. Now at this point I still want these two colors to blend a little bit better. So I'm going to take a very, very, very pale purple. It's the palest one there is, BV quadruple 0. You could have also used like the YR quadruple 0, but you just want a very, very pale color that, again, you're going the opposite direction of those flick marks and kind of just blending the two together, going back and forth and working your way down into it just to help everything be nice and smooth. Now you can see here on my original card I took the orange much further than the purple. Doesn't matter which one you want to do, works either way.